I'm going to explain one method of fitness testing for the 6 components of fitness. So first up, you've got the cardiovascular system, and I've chosen the bleep test. To carry out this test, you set up two markers 20 meters apart. The objective is to run from one marker to the other before the next beep. The speed of the beeps increases over the period of the test. The athlete gets 3 strikes of missing beeps before their test is done, and the score is taken on their last missed strike. Above 10 is normally a good score for an average person. An advantage to this is that it's simple to conduct and to track progress over time if you repeat the test. A disadvantage is that it requires a fair amount of space and various equipment. It is also best to have a helper, and the test score could depend on conditions such as heat. Press ups in a minute is a good test for muscular endurance. It's just a really basic principle. You set a stopwatch for 1 minute and do as many full press ups as possible. It's a great way to track progress, and it's simple and doesn't really require much planning. A disadvantage is that a helper could be required to judge if if each push up is valid, and the test isn't totally accurate for muscular endurance. The 1RM test is a good test for muscular strength. You need to warm up really well for this test. To carry it out, you need to use a selected piece of gym equipment which you can increase the weight on. Start at a weight which is challenging for 3 reps and keep adding to that weight until the athlete cannot do 1 full rep. The attempted rep before that is calculated as your 1 minute max. An advantage of this is it's simple to carry out and just requires a gym to do it in. A disadvantage is not accurate because you could get tired after that many reps, and your score would be decreased from what it actually is. And it also puts quite a lot of strain on the joint, so it's not effective for testing. The sit and reach test is a good test for flexibility. It tests the flexibility of the hamstrings. To test this, you take your shoes off and have straight legs up against the machine. You raise your arms in the air and breathe in, then breathe out and reach forward as far as possible. Repeat 3 times. An advantage of this is quick and easy, but a disadvantage is that it requires a specific piece of equipment, and it isn't as accurate as other flexibility tests. BMI test, or body mass index test, is good for testing body composition. No exercise at all is needed for BMI, just a really quick calculation, which is weight divided by height, and then you divide the answer to that by your height again, and that's the answer. That's what your BMI is. An advantage of this is it's really easy, and all you need to do is just maybe find a calculator online. A disadvantage is it doesn't take muscle mass into account, so it's not totally accurate. The vertical jump test is the last one, and this is for power. To do a vertical jump test, all you need is a wall, a pen, and a tape measure. You squat down and jump as high as possible with the pen in hand. Reach up and mark the pen on the wall at the highest point that you jump. You need to repeat this 3 times and take the highest jump as your score. An advantage of this is really simple to administer and no really specific equipment is required. And a disadvantage is that it is an inaccurate test of power, which is just really vague. So there's other better tests on the market, but it's really easy to do.